Hey guys, welcome to Manifesting Better. I'm back with another video and another topic that needs to be addressed. I also have an Instagram account, the link for that is in the description box below. Coaching is also available, the link for that too is in the description box below. Hey guys, hope you're well. So let's just directly get into this video because I'm really excited to talk about this. So in here, I would be discussing manifesting a specific person's success story. Now, this is not a complete success story because we have miles to go, but this movement is absolutely amazing, especially because this movement is not just specific person. It's a change in mindset, and especially the change in mindset towards what the process of manifestation is supposed to be, because it's not always going to be rainbows and sunshine. So let's just directly get into it. Let's understand what this video is actually talking about, and let's take into account everything that she said, learn from this. And because I will be sharing many tips here on what exactly did she do, so we can also learn from this and we can get into a better pattern of understanding our own relationships from this person. Okay, so I will first start by reading the success story, and there are many magical things that she has said, so please take them into account and just look at the mindset. I'm absolutely amazed. And especially after sharing the story, I will share where she actually started from, which will change your mind about the whole process of manifestation. Okay, so the story goes, "Hey Karan, I hope you're doing well. So my SP last week unexpectedly texted me with confessions. I admit I did work on myself so much these past weeks and I got this. Amazing. But still, this is just the beginning. And like you said, I have to persist and be very disciplined on this because I have had past successes, but I went down the path where I stopped working on myself and got dependent on my SP and external reality. I absolutely love this. And this is the hardest part for me to stick to this journey, but I want the full 360 change. And I'm going to give my all. Also, I don't want to make excuses or lies. But now I had success. My focus is going back to the SP and the outer world, and I'm doing the absolute best to bring that focus to myself and change myself. I'm being double disciplined with myself. I'm choosing the healthy boundaries. I'm choosing to do the work for no one but me. My mind sometimes says I'm doing all this for the SP, but I catch myself and I remind myself I'm doing this for me. Not for anyone else, but for me. Anyway, thank you so much. If you hadn't said what you said in our first call, I would have never been so consistent in my journey. And also the posts you made related so much to my situation. And you did a great job by just plainly telling me my biggest problem, which is not working on myself and having poor boundaries and being tossed around. Thank you, and your tasks are amazing. I appreciate you a lot as my mentor. Thank you from the bottom of my heart." So first of all, anyone, if this person whose success story this is, I'm absolutely happy for you. And this win is not just my win, this is our win. So I'm really happy for that. Now I will take into, first I will tell you what her situation was. And one thing I'm going to do, which I usually don't, is I want to dissect her success story because she talked a lot about many great things in this. Okay, so this person, she came, and of course I cannot reveal everything because I have to respect her confidentiality, but the things that I am, she has told me that I can share, I will share. So she came from a family where her mom and her dad were usually separated. Now, not separated as in separated as a couple, but it turned into a long distance relationship because of her father's financial issues. And she came from not such a good financial background where money was prioritized over everything. Even after they earned a lot of money, it was lost because of some mistakes from the family and some bad decisions that her family took. And based on that, she always had to live a life where she felt less than the other people. So when she had money, she was in the best schools, everything was going good. But after the money went away, she was in a consistent state of comparison with her peers, with people around her, because she didn't have the money to support herself. Her family was always never looking at the concept of relationships, and everything was just focused on money. In her relationships and in her father's relationships, what she saw is that relationships are way less important than the monetary part, because that is where the focus was always consistently in the family. Then she found out that her father took some bad decisions in terms of relationships, and also she found out some infidelity issues, because of which her perception of men was also very flawed. Now, her mom was a submissive kind of personality, and she learned that from her mom that it's okay to be submissive, especially when you're not being treated right. So let's understand what till now we have understood her basic core
ideas about herself were. One, in relationships, cheating is okay. Two, men are not supposed to be trusted. Three, when someone actually treats you wrong, it's totally okay to be and stick to that scenario rather than walking away in that moment. Four, it's that I am less than other people because of my financial constraints and because of my situation in life. Hence, other people would be chosen before me, and I would never be chosen to the same type that other people are chosen. Now, a combination of this made her choose relationships in her life where she wasn't actually chosen. Now, multiple times being cheated on, was treated wrong in many multiple relationships, and eventually she got together with this guy. Let's call him the SP because he is. And this SP and her were in a situation where, one, he was not offering her the commitment, but two, he was treating her exactly how she was used to be treated. He was reflecting back to her exactly the choices that she makes in men. And their relationship started with him being very honest at the start that, hey, in this moment I don't want a commitment, and her accepting that. But in her mind she wanted the commitment. So basically it all started with her not accepting how things are in this moment, and just trying to change them without actually changing herself, and accepting that maybe I deserve more and people can change for me. She was a huge people pleaser, trying to please people because that is what she had done since she had been younger. She had to do more for other people because of, one, poor self concept, two, her tendencies to receive that attention and warmth from there. And she had to do that a lot of times more than what other people do, because she thought that if I just keep doing that, I would receive love and attention in return, which is what her mindset had become. But that is not what was working out for her, because that was consistently keeping her in a state of lack in relation to this situation. Then she also had an idea that love is supposed to be a threat, which means whenever someone would actually come towards her, whenever her SP would actually come towards her and give her some love and attention, and he would actually start to conform, she would feel stuck. She would go in the freeze response because she wouldn't know what to do with love. So it's basically she was asking for something which her body and her mind were not ready to receive. So even though she was saying, I want XYZ, she wasn't ready to receive that XYZ. She wasn't in a state where she would have received that XYZ, which is love, because even though she wanted love, her body was not habitual of it at all. And especially when love came without her trying to make it happen, especially when love came unconditionally, unconditional love was something that she was not habitual of. And this was not just the pattern here. Even in friendships and even in other situations, when she started manifesting money, when the money was starting to come to her, she started getting stuck. She started feeling stuck, and she tried to sabotage it because in her mind she did not know what to do with it. So even though sometimes this can happen, that when we don't feel safe in the idea of something, we can keep asking for it, but because our mind doesn't feel safe receiving it, we keep sabotaging it as it comes to us. That is a very common thing that people do, and that is something that we eventually had to work on. Then she was sabotaging her relationships because of her poor boundaries. And what was happening is that like I said, when love was coming, she was sabotaging it through her own choices, trying to chase them, trying to run away, trying to walk away, trying to do some things that will sabotage it for her. Because of this, and because she saw her mother doing this, whenever her SP would treat her bad, she would make excuses for it rather than walking away from that situation. Because in her mind, being treated bad in relationships was something women should be okay with, because that is what she saw with her mom, right? And that is the exact same pattern she was repeating in her life. And because she did not think that I'm good enough and my concept of relationships involves infidelity, she was consistently worried that what if I get cheated on in the relationships that I get involved in? Because in her mind, getting cheated on was something normal and it should be expected. Now, what did we work on and how did we proceed forward? First, we did a lot of inner child healing. And she had my self-concept course. So in my self-concept course, there is the guided inner child healing meditation, which is something that we did a lot. Then we focused on understanding what a healthy relationship is. Now there is this activity that I do with some of my clients where I talk about how to identify and create an image of what a healthy relationship should be like for you. That's what we did. Then after that, we did a lot of self-concept affirmations, self-love affirmations, and a lot of techniques. After working on that, I drilled this one thing in her mind, that eventually, no matter how many affirmations and things that we do, a routine is just a routine. Eventually, unless and until we follow through on that routine and our actions and our commitments are consistent with that routine, we are not going to receive the results that we are looking for. Now let's dissect her success story and understand what exactly is she doing great here. So of course, as she was working on herself, she got movement. First thing she said, but this is still the beginning, which is absolutely true, because even though her SP confessed, this didn't mean that she was ready for a full relationship or she had received the full result. So at least she's able to identify that this is just the beginning and that she has to work on herself more. Second, she also can identify, because she said that because I have had past successes, but I went down the path where I started taking validation from my SP. So she's able to identify that I don't have to take validation from my SP when I start receiving results, because that is not something that is good for me. Then she said that I can actually be very honest because I am seeing my focus move towards my SP. So this is absolutely amazing, because at least she can accept the fact that my focus is moving there. And this should tell you people that it's very normal that even if you're working on yourself, you're doing all this work and everything, that your focus can still go back to the old patterns. But just because your focus is going back to the old patterns, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're doing anything wrong. It just means that you are a human being and you are having emotions, and your focus is going to some place where you don't want it to be, and now you have an opportunity to get it better. Then she said that my mind sometimes still says that I'm doing this for my SP, but I catch myself. This is what is important. She's validating you guys and telling you that, hey, having resistance is totally okay, as long as you can catch yourself and move your focus and shift your focus towards the things that you want. So having resistance in the process is absolutely amazing, because it's totally normal, right? It's amazing because it teaches you that you can surpass this. It teaches you that you can move forward from this. And it teaches you that you are going to be able to be okay even if resistance is there. So I hope you guys can learn a lot from her situation and can get some validation and motivation from her, that even someone who has had such a bad past and so poor boundaries can still get results. So why cannot you, right? And one thing I would like to say, by the time this video will air, I will probably be at 5,000 subscribers on YouTube. So I would like to congratulate all of you and myself and thank you all for the support that you guys have given. Because the more I talk about, I have always been honest with you in the things that I promote, which is self-love, self-boundaries. And even though it's not the most attractive thing to talk about and sometimes it can trigger people, I'm glad that all of you are still here wanting to work on yourself and stick to the idea that this growth is for you. And like whenever you guys subscribe and like the videos and everything, it promotes this to more people who get benefits from it. So I would like to congratulate you all for being here and for working on yourself for this long. And I will see you guys in the next video.
Click the like button if you liked the video. Subscribe and turn the notifications on for more such content. Comment down your video suggestions and I will see you guys in the next one.